Need a car, need it bad, Need something better than what you had. Not sure what you want or where to go. Well, there's one place that you need to know. SVG is the place for me, where you get superior value guaranteed.
Welcome to another episode of SVG Motors Weekly. Hopefully this week you're going to learn something, you're going to be entertained, and you're going to have lots of fun. So guess what though? If you missed the show, you can go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to SVG Motors Weekly, and you can catch any one of the old shows. So sit back, enjoy the show.
So I just got my credit score back, and it's a little bit lower than I thought it would be. What is a credit score anyways? How do people figure out this number?
Okay, listen, don't worry about it. More people than you think are dealing with low credit scores. An estimated 70 million Americans today are battling with a low credit score. And as a matter of fact, almost every one of us at one point or another are going to fight with credit issues. Here's the great news. You can fix it. But first, let's find out what's driving that credit score down. Number one, if you've got some negative marks on your credit. Let's say you've gotten behind on a car payment, house payment, or maybe the IRS is coming after you because of some tax issues, or you've had medical bills. So negative marks on your credit will bring your score down. Secondly, high debt. You may be making your payments on time, but you owe a lot on your credit card. So your balances are high on those things. That will bring your score down. Also, and believe it or not, having no credit hurts your credit score. I know it shouldn't be that way, but that's the truth. No credit hurts your score, so you need to get out there and get some credit. And lastly, it can be a combination of a couple of these things. You may have high debt and also some negative marks on your credit. Here's the great news. We can do something about it, so let's get started on showing you how to repair your credit.
Who makes up that number anyways? Is it a man? Is it a machine? Is it the Wizard of Oz? I don't know.
Okay, so you fill out a credit application, you stick the paperwork out and you hand it back to the guy who's looking at your credit, and he comes back with a credit score. Well, let me tell you something. It's not any individual who's looking at your credit, so don't worry about it, okay? This isn't somebody judging you. The reason your score comes out the way it is, it's being judged by a computer, okay? And it's the computer's best guess at the likelihood of you making your payment. So it's not always right, okay? And it can be fixed. Here's the deal. Improve your credit report and your credit score will go up. It's really that simple. So let's get started on fixing your credit report, because that's not as difficult as you might think.
Folks, welcome back to another exciting episode of SVG Motors Weekly. Today we have the Walk Around Showdown starring Brian Lloyd.
What?
And Brandon Meyer. Starting off here, we have a 2016 Chevy Equinox. Brian, what's one of your favorite things about this? What can you tell me about it?
You know what I love in this? I love the seats. This is where you're at all the time right here. Memory seats, heated seats, lumbar support, leather. Look at that leather right there.
Brandon, does yours have leather?
Oh yeah, come check this out.
Let's check this out.
Mine's got leather, lumbar support, power seats.
You have heated seats,
with
Brandon?
heated seats and air conditioned.
Wow, wow. What else do you have?
I tell you what.
What can you show us?
Also, another thing I love about this, look at this lift gate here. See that? This is power. This goes up. I can push a button to close it. I can adjust the height of it right inside the vehicle.
Ooh, I think he's got you, Brandon.
I don't think so. Check this out.
Uh-oh.
Power. Right here's the button to close it back down. I've also got the adjustment inside too to decide how high it goes.
Well, I'll tell you what, that looks all good and everything, but look at the room back here, man. If you want to haul a TV or something, you're going to be able to fit a big TV in, and those seats fold down forward. I got you on cargo space, 100%.
I don't think so. Check this out. These buttons right here.
Oh, boom.
Look at that. And then if you need even more,
Folks, another reason why we're doing this is if you're on the fence of whether or not you want a big SUV or just a crossover, it shows you what you can do.
Yeah, look, that's all good if you're a lazy person, okay? If you just want to hit buttons and have stuff fall down. My seats are manual, they fold forward manually. But another thing you're going to get with this, 32 miles per gallon. What?
Oh,
Wait, I'm listening.
what can you do with that, Brandon?
You got me there. You got me there.
I can turn this thing on a dime.
Can you tow a boat?
Can I what?
Tow a boat?
Yeah, I can tow a boat.
Brandon?
Hey, he's talking a little like cartoon boat.
Well, I mean, can you?
Like one person.
Is it
yeah,
hidden?
I can tow a boat. You take this here, it's got 2 little thumb screws under here. You pop those off, there's a hitch right back there. You can tow whatever you want.
I don't see no hitch on there.
Hey, does anybody have backup cameras on these?
I've got a backup camera on this thing that'll blow your mind. Let me close my lift gate here. Power.
Wow, that's nice. That is real nice. Look at this.
Backup camera, and you can see everything behind you. Not going to back into anything with this unless you're not paying attention. So.
Plus, it has the backup sensors.
Backup
Right
sensors.
here, mine's got the backup camera along with the backup sensors. But check this out. When mine's in reverse, mine's even got a little graph here that shows you where you're heading when you turn your steering wheel.
I've got that. I've already got that. But one thing that I do have in here is I have a manual mode, so I can put it manually shifted if I wanted to. So
I've got that too.
How do you know if somebody's in your blind spot?
well, on mine, I know I have a blind spot indicator
Wow.
that is right there. This thing keeps me lane departure. So if I go left to center on there, it's gonna vibrate and it's gonna tell me that. I went
Folks,
left
that's
to
great
center.
for safety. Brandon, what can you tell us?
Hang on. You mean this little thing right here?
Oh, wow.
That lights up whenever there's someone in your blind
that's
spot?
what I was talking about on here and everything.
Also, do your mirrors do this?
No, but they could do this.
If you're over in your driver's seat, how are you gonna close that one?
My passenger handled that for me. So
Fair enough. I guess you don't drive alone very much.
no, I do not.
But here's the thing. I've got extra storage in mine. Come over here, you hit this button right here, my entire screen lifts up and there's some storage back there.
Well, that's nice.
What do you got?
That's all good. But you know what? I like to see the sun. I like to see the sun coming through right here. Sunroof, baby. Sunroof.
Oh, hi guys. How's it going?
I love it. I love the competition, friendly competition.
You know, I gotta say, the Tahoe is pretty nice, and the Equinox is nice. I think we have 2 very nice vehicles here. You may have beat me on features, but like I said, price-wise, you can't beat an Equinox.
That's true. How about we just call it a truce?
Sounds good
Get
to
over
me.
with the day.
See, we're very
Alrighty.
friendly out here at SVG Chevy. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Steve, thank you for the nice, cool sunglasses.
So my score's not where I want it to be. Can I fix my score or improve it? How would I go about doing that?
Here's what has to happen to start improving your credit score. You got to get started now, today, ahora, not mañana. You know what that means, don't you? It doesn't mean today. Well, we're going to get started right now. Because you know what's going to end up happening if you don't get started now? That green monster of procrastination is going to bite you right in the behind, and then they're going to tell you, oh, your credit score 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years from now. So we're not going to deal with that. We're going to get started right now. You got one life to live, and let's get this credit situation fixed now. And I'm going to help you do it. So listen.
So if there's something on my credit score that I didn't do, is there a way to dispute it? What are my rights? How do I go about fixing it?
Here's what you got to do. Number one, you got to go out and print your credit report. You got to go find it. So you can go online. There's several internet websites. Google credit reports. How do I look at my credit report? There's several websites out there. Get your credit report, and you should be able to get it at no cost. Okay, now, step one, get your credit report. Step two, you need to analyze your credit report. So here's what you need to do. Print it out, okay? And then set it all out in front of your coffee table right there in the kitchen. Get you a blue highlighter and a pink highlighter. I like to use the blue one for the good stuff, and then the pink one, for the not so good stuff. But sit down. Now, it may be a little intimidating. When you look at it, you're gonna say, oh my goodness, I can't read this. Just take your time. Oftentimes there's instructions on how to read the report, but it's really not that difficult. Just take your time, read through it, okay? Step three, write out a calendar, okay? When your payments are due, how much they're due, exactly what the process is, okay? But also take down all the information you have and who's saying what about you on your credit, okay? Because you're gonna be able to see it. so-and-so says you were behind on the payment. Now here's the best part. Step 4, you can dispute these things. The law allows you to dispute these marks on your credit, and it's up to them to prove it. And sometimes it's a little difficult to prove. Do you remember when you were a kid and your mom came up to you and she started blaming you for stealing the cookies out of the cookie jar, and it wasn't even you, it was your brother? It happens, okay? So you've got to dispute that. And let me tell you something. Put the burden on those credit agencies to defend their position, okay? And it's going to be tough for them to prove it, but you got to be diligent, all right? So, step 5, repeat and rinse. Go back again, go after them and say, hey, listen, you've had 6 weeks ago, I asked you about this, I haven't heard back from you. Continue, write the letters, send the disputes, okay? Step 6, you need to start to build your credit, okay? Now, some of you out there don't have a lot of credit, or you do and it's negative. Start small. You might go to your bank, okay? You're depositing your paychecks anyway. Deposit your check, even if it's $200, okay? And then ask the bank representative, say, I'd like to take out a credit card against my money that's in this bank account. So you're kind of borrowing against yourself. Believe it or not, you can do that. And you establish yourself more credit. Another way, go to the gas station. You're paying for things anyway with cash. Get a little credit card, apply for your gas station credit card, and start to use this credit card. Even if it's a $70 balance, whatever it is, use it, pay it. Use it, pay it. You're gonna have to be consistent, but you can do it. Fixing your credit is not that difficult. You can do it. It's simple. And another way, there are agencies out there that you can hire to help you do this. It costs money, but sometimes that's the way to go also. You can also stop in at any one of the SVG locations, and any one of the salespeople or the business managers will be more than happy to give you advice and help you read your credit bureau. So, let's get going. Now there's some more information I want to share with you. Stay tuned.
Last week, you guys heard from Angel that we're doing a food drive. It's going on all month long. So this week we thought we'd come on down and wanted to introduce you guys to Sharon. She runs the food pantry here at Grace Resurrection Community Center. And Sharon, could you tell me, how long have you been doing this, or how long has the food pantry been going on?
Grace Resurrection Community Center has been here since 2009.
So about how many families would you say that you feed per month?
The monthly average would vary as people can come twice a month. So that number's a little harder to put out there.
And it's open, what day is the food pantry? Is it Monday and Thursday?
Yeah, Monday and Thursday evenings from 6 to 8 p.m. On Monday evenings, we do have a nutrition class that begins at 5, and we have a lady from the Ohio State Extension Office come, and she teaches people about healthier eating.
Oh, that's pretty incredible that
Yeah.
you guys do that. So you were telling me a little bit ago that there are about 30 different churches that...
Yeah, between churches that come and serve at the soup kitchen and the food pantry, there's a little over 30 churches involved.
30 churches,
And
that is
and
awesome.
Yeah, and it's not just Greenville churches, it's from other places in Darke County as well.
If somebody did want to just donate money instead of donating food, where would they be able to help donate the money to?
To Grace Resurrection Community Center, or you could simply write on the check GRCC, and it goes to 433 East Water Street, Greenville, Ohio, 45331. Services we offer: we have a soup kitchen, we have a clothing bank, we have a backpack program that sends food home for children on the weekends, school-age children, and then we have a medical fee assistance program. So we have all these different programs available here.
That is absolutely incredible. So yeah, if you guys are wanting to help out in any way, come in and help maybe pack up the food on the days that they need that, or help with the soup kitchen, any of that, definitely come in. Or if you're wanting to donate and help out with people a little bit less fortunate out there, help them get through. Now, if somebody did want to bring in some food and they're not quite sure what they should bring, what are the top 5 items you would suggest?
Peanut butter, jelly, boxed milk, canned meats, and pasta. We go through a lot of pasta.
Okay. Yeah.
As you can see on the shelf.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can definitely see that.
Spaghetti.
So yeah, if you guys want to send anything in, you're not sure what to do, definitely send any of the items in, any canned goods. So
And if they have questions, they can call me at 937-548-2595.
And by the way, don't forget everyone, I know Angel had mentioned this last week too, but to any of you guys out there who come to SVG and donate for the food drive, the patron who brings in the most will get 2 free oil changes from us. So that's huge savings, and you're helping out a family in need. So definitely come on in and help us to help the community. So if there's something on my credit score that I didn't do, is there a way to dispute it? What are my rights? How do I go about fixing it?
All right, you've got your plan of action out there, you've got those pink things marked out, and you're ready to start disputing those negative listings on your credit. Okay, here's how we do it. There's the 10 commandments of disputing your claims. Number 1, you should always indicate whether the dispute listing is being one of 2 things. You're either challenging that it's not yours or that you're not late. The credit bureaus care nothing about anything else but those 2 things. Not yours, not late. Those are the 2 reasons to dispute your credit. Number 2, you should always tell the credit bureau of what your desired outcome is. What do you want them to do about it? Do you want them to completely delete the credit history, or do you just want them to erase that late payment? You got to be clear and tell them exactly what you want them to do. Number 3, thou shalt always provide a reason for thy dispute. You can't just say, look, I'd like you to do this because. You need to give them a reason. You can't just say, please take it off. No, that's not going to work. You need to tell them, look, I got my report and I simply don't understand. I was not late. That's it. You don't understand. I got my credit bureau and I'm disputing this. The reason is I don't understand because it doesn't make sense. Step 4, thou shalt not dispute every single negative listing on your bureau, okay? Because it's going to look obvious. So pick a few separate listings and dispute those. Number 5, thou shalt never sound like an expert. Don't bother quoting something that you read on the internet. Be real, okay? Be a real person, because they're going to think you're some credit agency who's trying to help, and they're not going to want to help you. Be real. Number 6, thou shalt become more insistent with more attempts, okay? So after 90 days, don't keep doing it every couple of weeks. Wait 90 days in between disputes and then go back at it. The second time, be a little more assertive, more aggressive. You know, you might challenge them with seeking legal counsel or whatever, okay? But take it up a notch. Step 7, thou shalt time thy disputes. Don't bother disputing the same listing more often than once every 90 days, 6 months. Kind of went over that. But step 8, thou shalt use inaccuracies and inconsistencies on the report to help justify why it's wrong. The address is wrong. I don't even live there anymore. I never got it. That's part of the problem. Step 9, thou shalt take thy fight to thy creditors who report the negative listing. So let's say it's the department store that says, hey, you're behind on your payment. Take the fight right to them. Call them directly. Hey, listen, you're showing this on the credit history. I need you to take this off. I need your help with this because I was not late. My report shows this. Please give me any report you have that shows why I was late. Take the fight to those individual creditors. And lastly, stay on the ball. 10, you gotta be consistent. Don't give up. Keep writing letters, keep calling, stay at it. And I'm not talking about huge long letters. 1, 2 paragraphs, dispute, send the letter, follow it up every 90 days or so. You will do this, okay? You can do this. So that's how you dispute items on your credit.
So Steve decided to do the second quarter fitness challenge. First quarter I didn't win it, but I feel like this go around, I feel like I have it in the bag. I work out 6 days a week. I watch what I eat. I have a lot of willpower. It's pretty much unbreakable. Really only have one weakness, and that's oatmeal cream pies. I've heard some rumors around here of oatmeal cream pies being placed around places, and I'm hearing rumors of sabotage, like they're going to try to sabotage me. Not going to happen though. I got this thing in the bag. I feel pretty good about it, pretty confident in this challenge, so I feel like I'm going to win it all.
So Steve's decided to do this whole second quarter fitness challenge, and I'm not too big into it personally, but I do know what my one goal is going to be. It's going to be to make sure Brian Lloyd has no chance at winning. He's a pretty big fitness guy. He likes to stay in shape, but I do know his one weakness is Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to sabotage him.
Brandon. Brandon thinks he's going to be able to tempt me with oatmeal cream pies. Well, I'll tell you right now, my willpower is unbreakable.
All right, you can't dispute everything off your credit. You still are going to have some of those unpaid delinquent accounts. You're going to have to pay them, okay? They're just not going to go away, because if you don't, they're going to come back and haunt you 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 years down the road. So let's face it, we're going to pay them. Now, before you pay them, let's find out who they are and let's contact them, okay? Sometimes you can negotiate a little lower payoff, and you can also, before you pay them, make sure that you talk to a supervisor and ask them to please delete this off my account if I pay it. Get it in writing. Have them send it to you in writing, and they will do it. You may have to talk to a supervisor, manager, what have you, but they will do it, okay? If you promise to pay it, send a letter, they'll take care of it, okay? So get after it. Pay some of those debts that are on there, the delinquencies. You got to pay them, and you're going to get credit for it.
So are there any other factors that affect my credit score? What are they?
Right next to the negative credit listings on your credit bureau is high credit limits. It can sink your score just as much as negative credit or bad credit, so to speak. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about how this works, okay? When your credit limits are high, suppose you have a credit limit of $5,000 on your credit card. And if you owe $5,000, then you're at your limit, okay? Now, this computer system is a little weird, all right? So you gotta be very careful. There are people out there who will tell you, hey, close down all your credit cards. Well, guess what? That can hurt you. Don't do that. Unless you have more than 4 credit cards and they're all zero balances, I don't suggest you close credit cards, okay? So here's what you need to do. You need to get your debt to limit ratio down. So let me explain. I need you to add up all of your limits, okay? So take how much debt you have on that credit card. So let's say you have a $5,000 credit card and you have a $2,500 balance. You're at a 50% ratio, debt to limit ratio. So what you need to do is add up how much you owe on all your credit cards and divide that by your balance that you're allowed to put on those credit cards, and you'll have a debt to limit ratio. And you need to concentrate on lowering that number. And believe it or not, that can skyrocket your score. So get started, pay attention to your limits and your ratios, and your score will get better.
colored up real nice.
I like this.
I like it.
And it has a new battery. It's awesome. Sounds like it works.
Super important, great music system.
The only thing we were really caring about. We want to get it in here on the radio.
Sunglass holder.
I think it has great interior stuff.
Yeah. I think it has many great features.
It's definitely
I like
a great
the leather.
first car. Yeah.
A lot of bells and whistles.
They cleaned it up nicely, so
Yeah.
I'm excited for whoever wins the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes above my expectations of like a first car.
Okay, now we got to get you in the credit game because guess what? No credit is bad, lowers your score, and can oftentimes be worse than having bad credit. The banks don't know anything about you, so we got to get you in the credit game. It's not difficult, okay? So here's what you do. Number one, go to the mall, get you a little store credit card for a little amount, go to the gas station, get you a couple little credit cards, okay? Something to get you in the game. Number two, go to your bank, your credit union, whatever, where you deposit your paychecks. Now, talk to someone there and say, I'd like to start a credit card against the money that's in my account. So it might only be $200, $300, $400, whatever you've got in your account that you can run a credit. Now, it's not sexy, okay? But it's building your credit and you're establishing a relationship with that bank. Number three, another way is to get somebody who does have a lot of credit, a lot of good credit, and have them add you to one of their credit cards. They're not going to give you the card, but it will give you an instant boost in your credit score. Number four, another way is to get a parent, a friend, somebody to co-sign for you. This can shoot your credit score up, but be careful, okay? Because if you don't make your payments, you can really ruin a relationship because what you do hurts their credit also. So be careful with that. And lastly, don't overdo it. Don't run all over town getting credit cards everywhere, okay? Start slow, 3, 4, maybe 5 credit cards, and you'll be well on your way to being someone with credit.
Thank you, Steve. I'm so excited. You know what I'm gonna do right now as soon as I leave? I'm gonna go and look at my credit score. I'm gonna look at my credit report. I'm gonna analyze the crap out of my credit report and send any dispute letters that I need to send to get that off my credit. I'm gonna lower my interest rate. I'm gonna pay my credit cards on time. I'm gonna pay my bills on time. And now I'm gonna save so much money. Now I can finally get a brand new car at a low interest rate. Thanks, Steve.
Well, that wraps up another episode of SVG Motors Weekly. Just want to say thanks from the entire team at SVG Motors. And if you like what you saw in the episode, you can see more at SVG Motors YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel and see a bunch of cool stuff. Also at Facebook, you can like us there and get more content there. So see you next week right here, SVG Motors Weekly.